Hey everybody.
Hi everyone.
Hey, it's early in the morning.
Early in the morning,
and we're saying Happy August.
Happy August. We are
Yes.
saying that
Yes, we are.
from a very cool place called Yellowstone National
Yes,
Park.
look at this. Isn't it something? Yeah. So here we are, and this month the topic is fire. So we've done Earth, the soil, and the planet itself. And we've done air last month. And this month we're looking at fire. And the question is, what does fire have to teach us as we challenge ourselves to really live outside of this illusion that we're separate from each other?
And fire seems, when you think about it, fire is such a thing. We love being here in Yellowstone because we're standing on a massive magma chamber that is overdue, by the way, for going off. So if that happens, this will be our last broadcast.
But it may be, yeah.
Just saying. But besides that fire underneath the earth causing all kinds of changes and rearranges and upwellings and building mountains and shifting the tectonic plates, there's fire above. I've been thinking of the sun, the ultimate fire symbol, and how it not only, of course, warms us and makes life even possible, but all those photons being blasted to earth and absorbed by the plants to use for photosynthesis, again making all of our lives possible through this big ball of fire.
Yeah, and really also making possible the entire solar system, the whole way that we are with each other in this galaxy. It's really quite wonderful. And then there are the fires within us. We say in Full Ecology that if we wish to be of service and of part of climate repair, let's say it that way for this morning, if we wish to do that, if we wish to love the natural world, we have to attend to our social ecologies as well, the ones between us and within us. And the rationale there is that you can get out, and I've actually had the opportunity to work with people in Yellowstone, and we actually discovered that together. You can get out into the natural world and be in teams and be in conflict, or be in conflict in yourself, and that completely impairs the service you are able to give to the natural world. So with that, if you think about the different kinds of fire, there is kind of the fire of passion and attraction, and there's that kind of fire. But there's also the fire of fury and misunderstanding. And so each of these fires is, and there's the fire, I suppose you could say a fire of curiosity. I often can feel that.
Yeah.
But if you find yourself in any of those, which we all do, we have the opportunity to learn about connection rather than getting stuck in our beliefs and functioning as separate and vulnerable and individual. And
I would like to consider the fire of inspiration. That has been a primary theme in religious works and stories, this fire of the divine. And even when somebody's inspired as an artist or an athlete, they're fired up. There's so many clues in our language about the positive role of fire in making us our best selves.
Yes. And so, what else about fire? I mean, this August is fire season.
Yes.
And it's always challenging to be in fire season, particularly so this year when resources are not as available for attending to the fires as they might otherwise be. So there's great sadness that can come, and
that noise you hear, by the way, is Castle Geyser, which is right here doing its thing. Not a full-blown eruption, but shaking off some energy.
There's the fire coming from the center of the earth and saying, yes, this is you too.
You know,
This
and
too is you.
you mentioning wildfire, it is going to be a very aggressive, I suspect, fire season. The situation is right for that to happen. But one of the big problems is throughout most of the 20th century, for 70 years anyway, we suppressed all fire in the western forests. We said fire was bad, fire's the enemy, we literally said, and so we put them all out, never realizing that fire, modest fire going through the landscape every 5 to 7 years was essential for getting rid of all the down timber and returning that dead wood, if you will, that biomass to the ground as ashes, where it would feed the new flush of life. And so just our own negative relationship with fire has caused billions and billions of dollars worth of loss, as well as the loss of life in so many places.
Well, and the other thing about those fires that I came to understand, Gary, is that the indigenous people to this land, the people who have lived here the very, very longest, have had very rational and wonderful ways of wonderful. That's maybe overstated, but very rational and thoughtful, and certainly within the fabric of the natural world itself, ways of understanding fire. So two things. One was to understand that the forests actually need the fire. And that's part of what restores the health of forests by
Yeah.
returning minerals into the grounds and burning off the low branches, especially in ponderosa,
Yes,
but
yes.
not crowning the tree. So, and there's something going on behind us. We just got
Yes,
all sorts of fire
there's
going
all
on.
kinds of activity going on here suddenly, so that's the background hiss and roar you hear. And I'm glad you mentioned the Native American relationship with fire, setting fires intentionally to bring a certain kind of health to the landscape. Now, especially in California, but elsewhere in the Southwest, Western scientists are turning to native tribes to try to understand what they know and have them take the lead in prescribed burns, which is a way to try to make up for that 70 years of unwise fire practice by restoring health to the ecosystem.
I'm trying. I want you to be able to see that as much as you can.
There we
See that
go.
eruption?
Yeah, there we
I
go.
mean, just a little bit, but there you go. We're not in front of Old Faithful. Old Faithful's back there a little bit. But here
Letting
we are.
off steam, basically,
Yeah.
is what.
And we've been seeing bison walking around. That's the other thing, that fire, let's go with that. Fire shows us that it is a part of the environment. It is in
Wow,
of
yeah.
a piece. Like the bison get out of the way, but they aren't fussed by it. The deer get out of the way.
Yeah, that's true. Even in massive wildfires, sometimes wildlife will get caught in the flames,
And that is tragic.
but typically, even in big fires, wildlife can get out ahead of it. You know, again, with climate change, we've got much more severe fires than any of those creatures and their ancestors have ever seen. So it's a tough game out there. That's for sure. You know, the other thing I wanted to say is that some archaeologists now are saying that I shouldn't say humans, fire has been in the lives and harnessed by what would become humans for 2 million years. That is a long time before actual humans showed up. Humans showed up as in the form that we have about 250 to 300,000 years ago. So fire has been serving us. We've had a relationship with fire, and fire has been sacred for a very, very, very long time, since pre-human days.
Yes, and so this is August. I mean, Gary and I don't feel like August because it's chilly this morning. We even saw frost when we were walking
Yes.
up here. But this is August and it is hot, and we are not thinking about fires, although there is the fire of the sun with which we are interacting right now. But when it comes December, January, February, even March, we will be so grateful to and for fire.
You know, one last thought I'm having is it's really wonderful to consider that if you look up in the air and see a jet going by overhead and the contrail it leaves behind, that's evidence of fire. Of course, the jet engine is burning fuel and releases water vapor and carbon dioxide. Same thing in your furnace, same thing in your car. And the cool thing is, same thing in your body at a cellular level. You have millions of little fires going on in your life right now. And every time you exhale, same for you, carbon dioxide, water vapor comes out. So this process of combustion, if you will, to sustain life and sustain what we want to do in these lives is just absolutely everywhere.
Yes. So fire shows us this increasing complexity and of the expression of the universe and in diversity. So the fire that comes up that feels so awful, that is anger and misunderstanding, that's an opportunity to see if there's a possibility of getting past that. We're in some fiery times.
And in a shameless attempt at metaphor, think of what are you doing to tend your landscape so that things don't build up in you, so that debris and downfall don't accumulate into these giant piles, so that if there is a spark, if there is a need to go through a difficult time, it doesn't turn into an inferno and hurt yourself and those who you love around you.
And so we're not going to be having a deep dive again. We're taking off. We'll be back in October for the deep dive, and we will let you know about that. We want you to be in touch with us at connect@fullecology.com. So that's the email, connect@fullecology.com. And also, if you are not receiving our email, our newsletter, and that comes once a month, and it talks about, it includes every month what we're going into soon, our 6th year of the podcast, How It Looks From Here.
Yes.
And we've had some fine folks who know a lot about fire on that in the past. So give that a listen. But you can get connected with us for all of that free material through going to the website at www.fullecology.com, scrolling to the bottom and signing up to subscribe.
And one last thing, we are just days out from one of the great experiences of our year with Full Ecology, and that was our nature writing workshop, our nature writing retreat in the Centennial Valley of Southwest Montana. So I know it's a year away till the next retreats, but take a look on our website at those retreats. They're very limited. We only take about 10 or 12 people maximum. So if it's something you think you might want to try, you want to get inspired, whether it's for writing or for life or for both, give that a look.
Yes, and it occurs here in the Yellowstone ecosystem.
Yes, just west of us.
Yes, so thank you so much for tuning in. We send our greatest regards and belief that we are all pulling together in community and learning that we are always connected, relearning, remembering. Thank you for remembering with us.
Yeah, stay healthy. We need you.
Yeah, and we'll see you next month.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.